This is the King of Average.
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 Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the King of Average podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the King of Average podcast with your host, Medic, and
BB.
Hi, baby. So today is going to be a topic that I brought up, and I felt that it was very important because I realized that I've been having this almost control my life in some sort of dramatic way. And I'm calling it the social media dilemma. So with social media, with Instagram, TikToks, and Facebook, and so on and so forth, I personally been noticing that it's obviously like that addiction, but then I noticed that I've been using it way too much throughout my day. That whenever I try to put it down, the second I walk away, I get a notification. While I'm on my phone for however long, I don't get no notifications. The second I put it down and walk away, then I become actually known and popular.
Do you ever notice that you'll be on a social media for 30 plus minutes and you didn't even attend to the notifications that you had?
Yeah.
Is that hilarious?
They just pile up.
Yeah.
But even though you checked your phone because of the notification.
Hilarious. It's hilarious. It's honestly hilarious. So yeah, go ahead, man. You did bring up this topic. You wanted to talk about it. And I know you've shared with me in the past, in a sense, your experience and how you really do have I'm not gonna say it's always an issue, it's or an addiction, but you do have this frustration towards social media. And you have successfully deleted Instagram off of your phone for over a month, or you've deleted TikTok for some time.
2 months now.
Oh, you've been off it for 2 months.
You know what's hilarious about TikTok? It's
all that sworn you were on last week.
No, it wasn't.
Seriously?
Swear to God.
2 months?
Yeah, it's been about 2 months. So with TikTok, the funny thing about it is that I deleted TikTok. You're like, oh, that's great, man. All that time that I gained, I just reallocated it into Instagram and YouTube.
I you know what, dude? I admire you for admitting that.
Right away. I'm not going to flex. I was like, dude, I got an extra 20 minutes out of my day.
No, hell no. Not at all.
I was like, oh, dope. Next extra 20 minutes. Let's see what's on Instagram for the fifth.
Hilarious.
Stupid.
But yeah, so, this is something that, you've I guess we can say you've had as a challenge, many times before. Why did you bring it up? Was it kind of a recent one of those kind of triggers where you were like, okay, this is starting to piss me off again? What was it that wanted you to bring up this topic of conversation?
So I remember talking to you about this one time, but I remember it really hit me when I was almost every, and I'll say almost exaggerating, but almost every red light, I'd want to find, I had the biggest urge just to pick up my phone and check.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened in the last 2 minutes from light to light. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
I saw no notification. I got no buzz. But for whatever reason, I have nothing better to do. Instead of just enjoying my surrounding, enjoying the beautiful day, I want to pick up my phone and I just want to check.
Doesn't it really concern you sometimes where you're like, dude, can I really not sit for 5 minutes without needing something going on in the background?
Yeah. And that's what pisses me off because of my dependency.
Yeah.
And I hate the fact that I'm dependent on something that I paid for, like my phone. I'm paying for it for it to serve me. But now I feel like I'm serving it.
Mm-hmm.
So that whole power structure, that power thing is just pissing me off now because I'm I bought you so you could service me. So I could search up Google flights, or I could do this, or I could do that. I could text people, call people, yada, yada. But now it's the more I'm at the hands of my phone.
So it's hilarious because we kind of get sucked into it. What do you think social media specifically was supposed to be for?
I think social media was supposed to be for just keeping up with family, keeping up with friends, people that you haven't hit up in a while. Just that whole social aspect of kindling relationships, people from high school that you lost contact with, family from overseas. I know the majority of our family lives overseas, right? Me specifically in Tunis. So I used to always love just keeping up with them, you know. That quickly changed because eventually social media started to get blasted with like a lot of just random stuff, prank videos, music videos, this, that, you know, that instead of now me checking my Instagram and see how my cousin is doing in Tunisia, now I'm checking it out because there's a funny prank video that was just posted up by XYZ YouTuber. It's completely shifted and changed. I like to say that probably changed like about like 2010-ish, 2009, 2010. Because I used to love going on social media just so I could check up on how my family is, how they're doing. My cousins, my uncles, my aunts, everyone. Everyone is also, they're still on Facebook. It's like the fobbiest thing that they got on the Facebook. So like now that's not the case.
Yeah, I almost remember exactly when that transition began because it was hilarious. It went from, MySpace, and then it was MySpace and Facebook competing, right? And then MySpace just flipping hit the road, completely died off. And I remember when Facebook, first started to kind of pick up steam, bro, it was actually kind of cool. We would connect with, friends people we went to school with back in Lebanon, amongst family and this and that. So we were actually it literally was a platform, like you said, to be connected with people who are at a distance, and then is slowly, I want to say, you said 2010, but I want to say, I want to actually push that. I'll probably push that until 2012, 2013. That's when I think videos really started to be introduced, and the whole video scene kind of transferred from YouTube, slowly started making its way into Facebook. And then I think from 2014 to 2016 was when it was that was probably the biggest moment or the biggest timeline of this whole idea of content creation. Really introduced that idea where everybody was just we're gonna make skits, we're gonna do pranks, and then just it's just the influx of videos, 5-minute crafts,
Vines,
Vines, and then eventually turned into longer form videos on Facebook and stuff like that. And so it really did kind of take away, like you said, that whole family friends aspect.
Yeah, and we're now you go on social media to find funny memes. For some people,
literally the only thing. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, and it's also gotten really perverted.
Mm-hmm.
I love how at the beginning something was so pure. Just check out your friends and your family. So you got a girl with her butt out, and she got a couple likes, and she's feeling like she's just the prize. So that's another thing that I realized that's been pissing me off, that it ruins relationships and it ruins future relationships. So it makes a person that has a couple hundred likes, 1,000 likes, or however much likes that they get, it gets straight to their ego, goes straight to their head. And they're like, I'm the crap now. I'm the ish now. I have these amount of followers. I got these amount of DMs about from for example, if it's towards a girl, all these men are trying to hit them up. Oh, baby, I love you. You look so beautiful on this and that. You're so perfect. You're so perfect. That when this girl gets into a relationship or marriage or whatever it is, she's still going to carry on that whole, I'm the princess, which is fine, right? The whole princess mentality has been around since the dawn of time. That's fine. But now it's I'm the prize. Because look at my DMs.
Mm-hmm.
Habibi, you're not the only guy I could get to. Go pack your bags. I got a whole bunch of waiting on the wait list. They're still in the queue. That's the thing that pisses me off. Not the whole thing of oh, you're replaceable. But the thing is those guys that are trying to hit you up, those girls that are in my DMs, it's BS. Because they're trying to say whatever it takes in order for you to reply back to them. They obviously want one thing. They don't want to know how your day's going. They don't care at all. They already have something that they want to get to eventually. And once they get that, then they're going to ditch you. And then you're going to be left alone, and you're going to go to queue number 2, queue number 3, and eventually you're going to be like a freaking DMV getting ran through by thousands of people. So like,
Damn.
that's how it's just a superficial ego. That's how I view social media. Even from my end, I post up, I'm traveling, I'm going this, and I want to show people, like 99% of it is I want to show people how beautiful this world is, because we love to travel. But would I be lying if like maybe 1% or maybe 2% is more like, yo, look what I'm doing? Very small part of me, but still, it's there. I hate it because it's not that genuine.
Yeah, it's a reality within us all, that we all really do enjoy that, the sense of affirmation that comes from
Yes.
the likes, the comments, the stuff like that. And it really, really does become a strange addiction, you know? And the reason why I call it a strange addiction is because it literally is an addiction that has there's no substance, there's no gain, right? And you know, we're not going to take it to the degree of like somebody who's like a quote unquote influencer and they actually get paid for stuff. For the most part, for the average person, for all of us, really, we're not gaining anything from it. A little bit of social satisfaction, it dies off just like any other drug. And then you have to go look for that fix again, you know? And then you start looking at your homies' profiles. Oh, he's getting more likes than me. Oh, he's not getting as much likes as me. I'm clearly better, blah, 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 this and that. And it becomes like this game that's just, it's infinite. And you just keep chasing and chasing and chasing, and there's nothing ever to be achieved. It's very sickening, actually. It's flipping disgusting, you know? And that doesn't even go to even talk about like what you said, like people getting, you know, naked on social media, stuff like that. Like literally it's become a dating profile, you know? Why? Because it's literally going to be almost like a resume. You're going to show your best parts on this profile because that's what gets the most likes. So now when somebody goes to look at your profile, they literally can just see everything top to bottom about you, right? And that is going to have an effect on, you know, their affinity towards you, right? It's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And, you know, also a part of that, that addiction is the comparison. The comparison. Once again, you get that affirmation of the likes, the comments, people calling you beautiful, the DMs, this and that. And then it dies off, and then you have to go and you have to try again to keep getting it because you never get enough of it, right? And the thing is because the way social media has become such a huge thing in so many people's lives, everybody and their mother is doing exactly the same thing. Copy, paste. And so I think one of the scariest things about it is really, really this idea of options that you mentioned. And I try my best to try to avoid, you know, pretty girl profiles, this and that, because it really becomes one of those things where like you see one girl in her profile and you're like, wow, she's flipping gorgeous. And then it's like, it suggests other people. And then you go and click on one of her friends. She's a little bit prettier, but she's a little bit taller, but she has a bigger butt, but this, but that, blah, 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 but this one's a brunette. And it literally just becomes like, you begin to lose value. You begin to lose that sensitivity that we were talking about last week, right? You become desensitized to things that have value. And all of a sudden, it's as if you're in a video game and you're character selecting and you're changing her hair, which one looks best on her. You're changing her outfits. You're changing her body style. Is this busty? Is that busty? Is she tall? Is she short? Is she that? And it's like, it becomes a very sick game. Because the fact of the matter is dude, you don't, like, the whole point of a genuine relationship, part of it is that compromise. Nobody is ever going to be absolutely perfect in every way. But you can make them perfect by accepting whatever it is they have to offer, you know?
I feel like that whole comparison thing is very sickening.
Mm-hmm.
And
No, let's expand on that a little bit.
so with the whole comparison thing, you kind of brought it up a little bit. I get more likes than my friend. I'm better than my friend. Oh, he's across the world right now while I'm stuck in a cubicle. He's obviously doing way better in life than me. My life sucks. He's driving a Mercedes, I'm driving a Honda. My life sucks. This, that, this, that, this, that. It's all just fabricated. Everything about social media is fabricated. It's a blank canvas, and you just throw on whatever the heck you want.
It's a facade.
My favorite thing is it's a true story, but it's very sad. When I used to work in corporate, there was this one coworker of mine, and she had a boyfriend at the time. But if you were to go on her social media, booty pics just everywhere. I remember her telling me, like, why don't you ever follow me on social media? I'm like, I don't want to see that crap. I'm good. Have some freaking respect for yourself. She would always complain about her boyfriend and how he loves her so much and showing her so much attention, but she's also getting so much attention from other guys. And am I making a mistake? And am I settling for less? And we'd have these conversations. And in my mind, I'm like, this is so freaking disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? She eventually breaks up with her boyfriend. That was like 2019.
Okay.
Today, she's still single.
Damn.
Okay? She's been throughout all the years that I worked. She was always complaining year by year by year how she does not have a boyfriend, how that no one loves her, and how she is just absolutely depressed. How she's getting a little bit older and older and older and older, but that no one really just wants to, or people just want to mess around with her and then just ditch her. She finds another guy, messes around with her, and ditches her. She's like, why? What the heck is going on? I'm like, good luck. Those are the same girls that go walk around with men are trash. Like, I could talk a lot about that. Why a lot of these trashy men are doing trash to you, because you present yourself like trash.
Yeah, the age of like
Consent.
the like when it became normal for, you know, girls to kind of like flaunt themselves on social media, before it became such a normal thing where it's like people of all ages are doing it now.
Back then it was like shame.
Yeah, back then it was a little bit shameful.
Back then
yeah.
the peak was like, dude, that girl's duck face is cute, dude.
Right. That's hilarious.
You remember the duck face?
Hell yeah.
Dog, that was before freaking. I was gonna say emoji.
Just bring back the duck face.
No.
Let that be the worst part of our days, dude. Please.
Those were like the filters back then.
Bro, that was the filter. That was the filter. And then there was the flipping Snapchat doggy filter that just took over the world. No, but I remember it was really interesting because, like I said, before it became a normal thing nowadays where it's just like, what? You don't have naked pics? What's wrong with you? I remember because we graduated high school in 2013. I remember very specifically, for some odd reason, it was right around the 5-year mark, where it was just like, okay, now I'm comfortable doing this. And there were so many friends of mine that, you know, from high school that I was just like, that's it. All it takes is one. Gone. Unfollowed. I can't do this. I don't need this in my life. You know? But yeah, I remember it was like a shameful thing in the beginning. And then all of a sudden, after some time, for some reason, 5 years, I remember like that was the number in my head, you know? Where it was just like, boom, all of a sudden it's like a bikini pic, or it's like this, or it's like this beach, Cabo, whatever. And it was just like, man, y'all gotta get it together, dude. And then as bad as I thought it was back then, nowadays it's just insane. Literally, you could legit substitute pornography completely with just Instagram or TikTok. You really could. Wild.
Yeah.
Completely wild. another thing I want to talk about in terms of comparison, and this is the one of the things that I'm kind of like very, very proud of myself for when it comes down to social media is, obviously social media is one of those things where it's like, you pay to play, right? The more money you put into it, the more you're going to win, And so celebrities, obviously they have kind of like, they've amassed the greatest of followings on social medias and stuff like that. And part of that comparison game that really, really makes, overall social media sickness to the average person is because you get to witness and experience a celebrity's life on such a close level that it immediately kind of gives you those feelings that you're not good enough, you're not competent, right? You're a nobody, And so, like I said, one of the things that I'm very, very proud of myself for is that for the entire time that I've had social media, I've never followed a celebrity. The only like celebrities that I follow are like a couple of fitness dudes. That's it. But the reason why I'm very selective is because their content isn't like, the kind of like fitness dudes who are just like all up in your face, look how jacked I am, douchey, but it's more along the lines of like they're very motivational. They themselves, when you like watch their videos, they're very kind, humble people, right? So that's the stuff that's the extent of it.
Yeah.
But it really, really is unbelievable how like people will closely follow the lives of somebody who will never, ever know their name. You know what I mean? How sad is that? Yeah. To follow a celebrity on all socials, and that person will never, ever recognize your face. And you can sit there and you can develop this. This is the scary part. When you watch something, like let's say, for example, you watch a TV show or you watch like some YouTube character, right? And you watch so many of their videos, you pick up on their personalities and you feel like you know this person now. Imagine that moment if you actually see them in public and you're like, yo, oh my God. Oh. And they look at you, they just go, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you? Talk about flipping triggering your pride and ego, bro. That is the saddest moment somebody can go through.
Like almost what I hate the most? Swifties. I don't like Swifties, dude, because those are like the kind of people that are like yell out the lady's name and exactly that whole situation of like, she'll probably look at you. She like, yo, security, can you go take care of that girl? She treated it weird. Where's your self-control? Where's your self-respect?
The self-respect part is just, what's wrong with you today?
Where's your respect?
Where's your self-respect? Where's your self-control today?
12
That in me.
And that.
Oh my.
But to go on from there, I know we talked about the whole thing of bringing families and bringing everyone together.
I mean, I'll tell you this much. If you're looking for a transition, I'll tell you this much. I've done a great job with social media at not following the lives of others. Cool. Mm-hmm. And I'm very proud of it. But you know what my dilemma is?
What?
The cheap fulfillment. The distraction. Bro, I literally will like, I'll even tell myself before I do it. I'll just be like, bro, I need something mindless right now. And I remember, it started off by simply just like, let me find some funny videos to send my homies. It literally started as that, and then it slowly became a thing where it's like, holy smokes, there goes half an hour, holy smokes, it's been an hour. Holy smokes, I haven't even rolled out of bed yet. That is the issue that I personally have.
My issue is that like social media was supposed to be put around so you could be social and rekindle relationships and so on. There's a negative effect to it. It's because it's causing a lot of people to become antisocial. So that way, I'm texting you, I'm sending you DMs and stuff like that, funny memes, and we're talking. We should definitely hang out. Dude, I miss you, bro. Blah blah blah. Yeah, let's hang out Tuesday. We hang out Tuesday. We're on our phone sending memes to other people.
Yeah.
How sad is that?
Yeah, a lot of people have lost the ability to be present in the face of other people.
So in the beginning, remember I told you, like, from red light to red light, what the heck am I doing?
Right.
Why can't I just chill,
Mm-hmm.
look around, keep myself busy,
Yeah.
or not keep myself busy? Relax.
It's really interesting because it's like in your head, it's as if something's like barking at you.
But like you know that you're doing it,
Uh-huh.
but you're still doing it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what really pisses me off. But like the whole concept of like, we have Google in our hands. We have the whole freaking world in the palm of our hands. Why are we using it to make us dumb?
Yeah.
That's a question I ask myself, and I'm like, but it's funny. But I already think so hard throughout the day. I just want something
And mindless.
I want something.
Yeah.
Is that, how progressive is that? How good is that in our life?
Mm-hmm.
You just want to watch a freaking YouTube video of like a streamer just doing pranks or playing video games and stuff like that. How beneficial is that?
Yeah. You know what's really interesting is like if you watch the Social Dilemma documentary on Netflix, bro, I remember watching it and I was sick to my stomach. It like legit scared me, you know? And this whole concept of like, the algorithm and how like nowadays it will literally start spitting out content that it assumes you'll enjoy. I remember one of the cool things about like the introduction to like videos on social media, one of the cool things about it was you were able to discover things that you've never seen before. But now it's become a thing where it's like you're on repeat watching different versions of the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it really takes away from any like slight ability of it potentially showing you something different, teaching you something new. And it's literally gotten to the point where sometimes you go through and it's not even enjoyable. You literally scroll, not because you're like hooked, but because you're just looking to find something good. That freaks me out, dude. That freaks me out a lot. Because you literally sit there and you're trying to laugh. You sit there and the entire time you're just going, and nothing's funny.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, I have problems, dude. I really have issues.
Yeah. Wait, you asked a question.
Did I?
At the, before we started recording.
Yeah. Oh, before I started recording.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a good girl.
It's about to fit.
Look, I don't get it. What was my question? I remember. What was my question?
In fact, we wrote it down.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Let's talk about it. So let me introduce this question, first of all, by saying, even though I knew you were being super like honest about it a moment ago, like in the beginning we were talking about it, how like your time got allocated to different social media from deleting one. But you've gone through phases where, you've deleted Instagram for a while, you've deleted TikTok for a while. Instead of what you're going through right now, where it's like, okay, I delete TikTok, but now all my attention's here. What would you notice you've lost because you deleted Instagram for a while? Was there anything that you lost where you're like, oh my God, I'm missing out, or oh my God, I missed out, or oh my God, whatever? Was there anything you lost?
I've done it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And every single time, once I do it, a couple days into it, I'm like, what am I missing out on?
Yeah.
What was going on in the world right now? A week or two into it, I'm like, it's quiet. And I love this. You don't miss nothing.
Yeah.
And the saddest thing about it is that like you re-download Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that, and then assuming all the boys just kept on sending you the same stuff over and over again, right?
You bet we did.
So yeah, as you guys should. But I come back to like freaking 100 notifications from like just a total of everyone.
I can't even imagine
And it's like, oof, where do I start?
that. Mm-hmm.
And you just get straight back into it.
Yeah.
Right. So to answer your question, I lose nothing.
Yeah, I think what's really difficult for people to understand is like it really doesn't take long from you distancing yourself from social media. It doesn't take long before your mind really starts to reprogram and you really start to recognize I didn't need it, which means in the future I don't need it ever, you know? So it's kind of like easier to accept once you've distanced yourself, you know? And yeah, I forgot what I was going to get at next, but it's very similar to the idea of like, you know, if something's on your mind, something's stressing you out, you know, but you go to work and work is really, really busy. And because you're just busy and you're active and you're moving, you literally just like, you kind of like, you put whatever like anxiety is bothering you, whatever that thing is, you put it aside because you need to focus on the task at hand, right? And then soon enough, a couple hours later, when it finally creeps back in your head, you go, wow, it's not that big of a deal, you know? It really isn't stressing me out as much as it used to. And with social media, it's exactly the same thing. Once you put it aside, you start to recognize, yo, I'm actually gaining nothing from this. So I really don't need it, you know? And one of the things that I do on a daily basis that I think really, really helps me kind of like stay away from social media throughout the day in order that I can maintain my productivity is one, I know we both do this, 0 notifications from TikTok. 0 notifications. They try to send me an email every once in a while. I delete that hope so fast. You have no idea. I go to, it's so funny too, because it's like, oh, your profile got 3 views. I don't give a flying,
Yeah.
like 3 views, thanks. You know,
Wow.
delete, you know, immediately the notification comes, it's gone.
It's like LinkedIn. It's like you got 3 people that view your profile. You're like
3 new connections, like 6. But yeah, 0 notifications from TikTok, right? So there's nothing that's there to trigger me to go onto the app.
Yeah.
Every time I get a notification from Instagram, I'll take a quick peek at it. And if it's like, Madagazuz sent you from XYZ page, if I know it's a meme that you're sending over, I clear it. I take it off my notifications immediately. Like if you look at my phone, right now, if you look at the notifications, chances are there's nothing from Instagram unless I got something recently. But if you look at my Instagram, I got DMs from all the boys sending me like memes and videos and stuff. What do? I leave it for the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Which is also a whole nother problem, right? Right before you go to bed, you feel like, yeah, it's affecting your sleep. But like, then again, it's not affecting my productivity during the day, right? Because you might just be like, oh, he just sent me 1 video. You go on, guess what? That 1 video is literally programmed so that from that video, if you just swipe up once, you're in a whole new rabbit hole. So what I do is any social media notifications that's not a direct message of someone trying to tell me something, trying to show me something business related, if I know it's memes, if I know it's distractions, I just clear it immediately. Get it out of the way, you know? So that's one of the things that helps me. Another thing that helps you on social media, get rid of celebrities. Remove them all.
Yeah.
There is nothing more cringe in the world to me when somebody comes up to me face to face and goes, oh my God, did you hear about Kylie? And I'm like, oh my God, I want to go home. I can't talk to you like this. Yeah. Like you're not a human being, dude. You're literally not human if this is the conversation you brought forth to the table. You know what I mean? Like, no way. That's not happening. Get rid of those people ASAP. I'm going to be extreme about it.
Yeah.
They're all devil worshippers. They're all devil worshippers.
Okay.
Especially the ones that like the top,
upper echelon,
right? The people who have the highest of Instagram followers, bro, they're all devil worshippers. It's not even a discussion anymore. You know what I mean? It's 2023. All the evidence is out. You know what I mean?
Shout out Illuminati, bro.
Shout out Illuminati, dude.
Sponsor us.
Allah is the next thing out of my mouth, bro. Imagine we get to send a subscribe from the Illuminati.
Turn on your notifications.
Yeah. Yeah, get rid of celebrities. Don't get caught in people's stories. I'll be honest, I don't even watch anybody's stories. Like, social media has literally quite simply become nothing but like that cheap form of entertainment. I don't watch people's stories. I barely look through people's posts, right? None of it. I clear out all notifications when I have time at the end of the day. And by the way, I'm pretty proud of myself sometimes because I'll clear them throughout the day. And then sometimes I'll recognize that I didn't check the notifications until like the next day or a day or like 2 days later.
Nice.
You know? Oh, and then literally even on your iPhone, you can set time limits for these apps. You can set time limits for all apps on your phone. Set that up ASAP. You know what I mean? And I'll be honest, through iPhone, it's very simple. When it kicks you off and says your time is up, it's very simple to just be like, ignore limit for today. It really is. But it will at least give you that moment so you can self-reflect and just be like, damn, I spent an hour on this today, and that should be motivating enough for you to change that habit. Those are some pro tips from Mustafa Bibi.
Delete your social media.
Honestly, just get rid of it.
And then, was that your final point?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's a great place.
Oh, we covered everything, huh?
We actually did.
We covered everything. If you haven't watched the documentary The Social Dilemma on Netflix, I highly advise you do so, because it really is it really does show you how, like, oh, the battery died. Sweet. We'll just finish this point. It really does show you how sick the world has become and how they literally they dive deep into the science of the brain to figure out ways to keep you hooked on these apps, right? And there's so many people in that documentary who used to work for Facebook, and they just came out and they just said everything that needs to be said. And it's funny how a documentary like this is out and about and exists, and yet
Here we are.
we're still locked in.
Yeah, we're slaves to it.
Another thing that might help with like avoiding social media altogether is go subscribe to like different podcasts that have either like knowledge of a skill or something important to talk about, so that if you do need a distraction, it could at least be something of benefit.
Such as the King of Average podcast.
Oh yeah, you should do that. That's a good one.
Yeah. So if you guys like today's video, please like, send a subscribe, comment something that maybe a way that you found that helped you ease off social media or just cut it cold turkey. And also too, if you guys have any other video recommendations, we always check the comments. The one person that actually comments from time to time, we love you. For everyone else that doesn't, we go screw yourself. So with that being said, this is Matic
And your boy BB.
and we're signing off, baby. Peace.